I've backed more than 400 crowdfunded comic books, and these are my top 10. Here at number 7, Monster MD by Von Kloss. Wow, I loved this story from its initial pitch when I saw the campaign probably about 4 years ago. The idea of a doctor whose job is to fix werewolves and vampires and zombies and all the other monsters of the night. What an exciting hook. And of course, this doctor has what? A zombie arm. A little bit of his origin story: when he was in medical school, he had this crazy professor, he was doing stuff at night and crazy things with cadavers that he shouldn't have, and lo and behold, this evil, unnamed, slasher-like monster comes in, chops his arm off, tries to cut the rest of him to pieces, and he barely manages to escape. He ends up being saved by this girl right here, who he saved off of his cadaver table here. She was a zombie, she came back from the dead, you can see her chest is all cut open here from his work that he was doing on her. He sews her back up, they become friends, and when he's there bleeding to death in the back alley, she comes and rescues him, cuts off her own arm, attaches it to his arm, and that's how she saves him. But then she, of course, dies after that. And now oftentimes when he is trying to fix his monsters, they take a piece out of him, and the zombie arm is sort of his indestructible arm that he often shoves in the mouth of a vampire or shoves in the mouth of a werewolf. This is a funny bit here. The zombie arm contracts what he calls furpies. That's a lycanthropy disease from a werewolf here. But the zombie arm resists it for now, but later that's going to pay off. Perhaps one of the most inventive and incredible parts about this story is his lovely assistant, Heidi. You can see here's her first appearance. Do you see this? She's taking a smoke, and all we can see is it filling up her lungs because she's an invisible woman. She's a hot, sexy nun who is transformed in this terrible experiment. At the time, she was developing a relationship here with Wyatt, Dr. Black, but as their relationship was starting to heat up, the crazy bishop that was running the convent ultimately trapped them in this bizarre chamber and blasted her with light, and now she's the invisible woman. Their relationship and the duality of it, that she's very committed to fixing these monsters because she feels like she is one, and Wyatt, who feels on the fence about it because he's troubled by it. It's also very difficult and violent, and like all good stories, there's a great vehicle here. He has the meat machine. This is his on-the-road medical hospital or ambulance that he drives around. And I love the art style that Von Kloss chose here. Monica McCagney, this incredible artist, she crafted this cartoonish-like world that was full of violence and horror, but her incredible lines and Tanya Wicker's colors made it fun. Here's him trying to fix a golem that's a poo golem. He's got a problem. Got to inject it with some fresh poop. And then here's, of course, our crazy villain. And the reveal of who this villain is one of the fun parts of the story. But when fixing monsters, there's all kinds of crazy things that can happen, like a succubus who wants to eat him and kill him. There's this great motif that was done here by Von here. You see these outlines here. This is sort of this montage sequence of the doctor fixing, monster after monster, delivering monster babies. But like all good doctors who are dealing with the undead and denizens of the dark, they get exhausted, they get overwhelmed, and they decide, you know what, maybe this isn't for him. So he decides to say, I'm hanging up my scrubs and I'm moving on. But there's one last call on the meat machine. So Heidi, his assistant, says, you know what, I'm doing this. She goes off. However, of course, she gets kidnapped by this slasher that haunted Wyatt back in his medical school days here. All the creatures he sort of helped throughout the way, his arm starts transforming into those different creatures. You can see here, it transforming into the arm of a golem. But things get tragic in this battle, and of course Heidi, the invisible woman here, and under this blue light you can see the outline of her body here. She's wounded, and now he needs to fix the most important monster of all, the one he loves. Now, it wasn't originally released in this full dose. Von did an additional campaign. I've absolutely loved this full dose version to take you into this world. You can still get it from him. This is an amazing crowdfunded comic book. It's the reason why you read them.